Holy smokes, we have big news to get into for all Tesla stock investors, and let's jump into it with the biggest pieces of news today, and there's multiple you need to know. First up, China reported 18,300 Tesla insurance registrations for the week of December 11th through the 17th. That's 15% higher than quarter over quarter, 10.1% versus the best quarter ever, and 35.5% year over year. This was also the third highest week ever. This brings the total amount of vehicles insured in China this year to 575,000 compared to last year's total of 440,000. That's impressive year over year growth. But this is just one piece of big news today. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives, he's one of the best analysts out there. He's ranked about 150 out of 36,000 analysts in the world. So he's way up there, and that's probably why you know of Dan Ives so well. He covers tech and Tesla, specifically Apple and other names, but he just put out his top 10 Christmas wish list for disruptive tech sectors in 2024. Look at number 4. Tesla introduces a sub $30,000 vehicle by the end of 2024. We believe Tesla will introduce a sub $30,000 vehicle produced out of Mexico that could drastically change the unit volume game for Musk & Co. looking ahead. That means Dan Ives is now the third analyst on Wall Street to call for this sub $30,000 vehicle to come next year. Most of Wall Street doesn't expect this until way further into the future, at least 2026. You now have Dan Ives, you have Gary Black, and you have Ron Barron that all think this next generation vehicle, dubbed the Model 2, is going to come out late next year. This can do wonders for Tesla stock in the second half of 2024. And the fact that so many well-respected, credible analysts are now starting to predict for this, I think you need to get ready for this, because this could send Tesla stock not to new all-time highs, but $500, $600, $700, $800 per share. Fundamentally speaking, that is. Justifiably. Could go higher than that. But point is, you need to be ready for this. Tesla Mexico posted a new job position in San Pedro Garcia, Nuevo Leon. The Texas-based company is looking for an indirect procurement manager for Gigafactory Mexico, hinting at continued progress for this facility. Tesla recently posted a job position looking for a senior business development manager. The job entails working with other Fortune 500 companies and selling B2B hardware. Tesla says other EVs can now use its Irish superchargers. More than half of Tesla's Irish superchargers will now be available to non-Tesla owners. Tesla is also reiterating plans on going into volume production with their semi-truck in 2024. Lars says we have close to 100 Tesla semis in our fleet now. We're working with Pepsi to understand the durability and get it right for when we go into volume production next year in 2024. The first new Model 3 deliveries in Australia have officially begun. Elon Musk is responding to Sawyer Merritt's post with this not really interview, kind of walk through and drive through with Lars and Franz von Holzen, some of your top executives at Tesla. But this post says the vehicle almost floats. If you were creative, you could figure out how to put an onboard motor plugged into your outlet there, then turn it on from your screen and go boating. Elon Musk responds and says, we are going to offer a mod package that enables Cybertruck to traverse at least 100 meters of water as a boat. Mostly just need to upgrade the cabin door seals. So you get a 2-for-1 package. You get a truck and you get a boat. Tesla has informed workers at Giga Nevada that some of the set rate hourly workers will see a pay increase of around 10% starting early January, according to CNBC and sources. Some workers making between $26.20 and $30.65 an hour will be adjusted to $34.50 an hour. Now, a lot of people in the trading community and this community in general that follows Tesla, that it invests in Tesla, were a little bit concerned concerned about this, that maybe this would be a big negative for Tesla stock today, and you see the stock is up close to 2%, it's really not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Tire Rack already has the Cybertruck's tire type in its system. They give alternatives to Tesla's all-terrain tires. The 35-inch all-terrain tire uses Tesla Cybertrucks are custom Goodyear Wrangler Territory RT tires. Expect to pay upwards of $450 per tire. If you were curious what Giga Texas looks like from outer space, here it is. Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal says Elon Musk has mocked this federal agency, NHTSA. He's called them the fun police, which is no cause for comfort or complacency. NHTSA has to put its legal muscle where its mouth is, basically saying they need to do more to harm Tesla and to make Tesla pay the price. SAE International, formerly the Society of Automotive Engineers, has confirmed as a new standard Tesla's North American Charging Standard NACS connector. The new standard, quote, ensures that any vehicle or charging equipment supplier or manufacturer will be able to use, manufacture, or deploy the connector and expands charging access for current and future EV drivers across the country. The U.S. Joint Office of Energy and Transportation said in a statement on Tuesday. Mercedes has received U.S. approval to add blue lights to their cars that notify other drivers on the road when the car is self-driving, called Drive Pilot. The Mercedes Drive Pilot system will be available on Mercedes S-Class and EQS models in Nevada and California starting in early 2024. The technology won't work on any highways outside of California and Nevada. Tesla moves to pause U.S. agency lawsuit alleging race bias at a Tesla factory. Samuel Garcia once again mentioned as below. Quote, Cybertrucks will be produced at Gigafactory in Mexico, as well as the next generation vehicles and new lines for the Model Y vehicles and batteries are also being discussed. Carl, he is a very popular host on CNBC. I'm sure you can recognize the face there. He put out this tweet. The top 2024 picks keep rolling in. Bard has Amazon, UBS has Meta, Citi has GM, Oppenheimer has Microsoft, Telsey has TJX, JPM has Eli Lilly, KeyBank has Nvidia, MU, and Marvel. I shared this and said the fact Tesla is not on this list is bullish as hell. Why is that? Because right now, nobody's expecting Tesla's going to do that well in 2024. When Tesla does do better than everyone is expecting, people are going to be caught so off sides. It could be the biggest disappointment in the history of the stock market. When Tesla raises prices, beats on EPS estimates, beats on bottom line profits. When you see the $25,000 vehicle get announced and start to be deployed in the second half of 2024, a successful Cybertruck launch, potential licensing of FSD, what we think is guaranteed coming here in the next couple of weeks, FSD entering into the Chinese market, these things, it's going to be a game changer for Tesla. And nobody is expecting it. By the way, if you guys have not followed me on X, go ahead and give it a follow. Pretty easy to find. It's just Michael Tyler. It looks like China registered about 3,900 Model 3 Highlands last week. That is the highest number since October 30th through November 5th when you registered 4,800 units. So for the most part, these Model 3 Highlands are being shipped out mostly to Europe right now. It seems like quite a few of them are starting to be shipped to China itself. And remember what a lot of Wall Street analysts forget, the Model 3 Highland is actually priced about 8% higher than the former Model 3. So every Highland that is sold, well, Tesla is collecting more dollars for that than your latter Model 3. Tesla's global inventory numbers seeing another decline for the Model Y. This is actually great news. Either they're running down inventory or They're just producing less of them. The Model 3 is also falling as well. The Model 3 has been very low. A slight uptick for the Model S and the Model X, although their inventory numbers are very, very low, even by their standards. Google Trends data for the Tesla lineup, including the Cybertruck, is showing a down move. The Cybertruck's projected to fall to about 37, whereas if you look here at the Model Y, that's been stabilizing around 30, actually starting to trend upwards a little bit. The Model 3 fell a little bit from 40 to 35. All in all, not a huge deal. Tesla continues to run about 300 different ads with Google. Gordon Johnson, probably the biggest Tesla bear on Wall Street, says, "Hey Elon Musk, does this mean without government handouts or subsidies paid for by taxpayers, your current production capacity is far in excess of organic demand? Any help is greatly appreciated." That's because we have this post that Tesla is shutting down production for 10 days in Berlin. At Giga Berlin. I reshared this and said, it's called Christmas and New Year's in Europe. Tesla can burn down the inventory you gripe about. Sounds great to me. This is the holidays. This normally happens like every year in Europe for Giga Berlin. So nothing is new here. Although Gordon Johnson and some of your bears will try to paint that picture, it's literally routine. Funstrat says, despite a near 20% rally in the QQQ since late October, the amount of cash on the sidelines now at 5.88 trillion. Funds might begin to deploy cash in the new calendar year, which might help to fuel the market rally even more. He's looking at money market funds, but if you include cash that's in people's brokerage accounts, if you include treasuries that have been bought over the past 12 months, you're probably at 15 to 20 trillion dollars of true buying pressure on the sidelines. I think this can sustain this market rally and even propel this rally much higher in 2024. Think about it like this. You're at a record amount of cash out there and you're at record low stock allocations. If the Fed's projected to cut rates 6 or more times in 2024 with no recession, you want to be in stocks. And you want to be in interest rate sensitive, high quality names, in which Tesla fits that perfectly. Currently, markets are still pricing in 6 rate cuts. Last week, the probability of 6 rate cuts was 18.3%. Today, it's 37%, the highest probability outcome for next year. Last week, you were at 30.4% odds of 5 rate cuts. So last week to this week, you went from pricing in 5 rate cuts to 6 rate cuts, and still, you're not expecting a recession. 10-year Treasury yields continue to be on the decline today, down about 3.5 basis points to 3.92%. This continues to fuel the rally in Tesla and other stocks. Option activity in Tesla stock today looking a little bit on the weak side from hedge funds and institutions. You have seen 712 different orders totaling $310 million with a positive order value of 24%. But if you take a look at total volume numbers for Tesla expiring this Friday on December 22nd, today you're at 60% call volume and 40% put volume. Now you got to ask yourself, is it bullish or bearish? Because volume on the call side or the put side could be bullish or bearish, right? On the call side, if you're selling calls, that's bearish. If you're buying calls, that's bullish. I personally don't think we've rallied so much in Tesla stock that people are selling calls in droves. I just don't think so. So I think if you think about this sensibly, this is probably a good sign that we're seeing the call volume higher than the put volume. The short position in Tesla stock is currently $22.2 billion with 3.24% of the float being sold short. Tesla remains the most shorted stock in our markets. That's another big reason why I think next year is going to be so exciting. Lots of shorts are going to lose lots of money, and lots of shorts are going to cover on short positions, driving Tesla's stock up higher than maybe it otherwise would have ran. Tesla stock is up 1.7% today. Based on my calculations, shorts are going to lose around $400 million today alone. And that's pretty sizable, considering we think a lot of these short positions are big ones. We think a lot of these short positions could be $500 million or more. Some people think that Bill Gates is short over $1 billion in Tesla stock. Each day that Tesla goes up and goes higher from here is really hurting these short positions, because Tesla stock's moving quite a bit to the upside recently, going from 194 all the way to 256 just within the course of the last month and a half or so. And it looks like the rally is just getting started. We've recently broke above this shorter term downtrending line of resistance. This is connecting from Q2 earnings to the peaks that we've seen since. 4 peaks in total that you got rejection at. You've broken above this now, and you're still trending to the upside. And I mean, if you get above about 260, 261, which is from here a gain of about 1.5%, then you could rally all the way into the 300s, because then you'd be breaking above a longer term resistance line in which connects the all-time highs to where we are today. That would be huge for Tesla investors. Something that could possibly happen even this week. But personally, I do want to be a little bit careful here. Take a look at the SPY. You are at 81 on the RSI. The last time you were at 81 on the RSI or higher was back here in September of 2020, when you hit about 82 on the RSI. And then you tend to fall, right? You tend to get a period of consolidation or slightly downwards trading action. Now, do I think this rally is justified across the board? Absolutely. 6 rate cuts, rates going back to 3% and some change in 2024 without a recession. Of course it's justified. Stocks are doing this, but it's doing it a little too quickly. If you look at the NASDAQ, you're at almost 79 for the RSI. Anything above 70 is overbought, due for some form of a pullback. You've just seen too many green days in a row. That's it. That's the bottom line to it. So you either reset the RSI by trading sideways or falling. Now, believe it or not, the Russell 2000 IWM has the lowest RSI right now at 77.53. So if you wanted to be in any index for an upside trade here, it's probably IWM. They are the least overbought out there and still trading substantially off of all-time highs. IWM would still need to rally. Let's see, turn this to a trend line. Would still need to rally about 19% just to get back to new all-time highs, whereas the SPY and the QQQ are chugging each and every single day to new all-time highs. So IWM, Russell 2000, small cap stocks, I definitely prefer them right now, but I want to be a little bit careful going big on bullish trades right now, just because the markets are a little on the overbought side. And maybe not a little, but very overbought. Again, I think it's fundamentally justified, but it's a little too quick for my liking to go all in on bullish options right now. We do have a couple important earnings this week, believe it or not. Today and after hours is going to be the most important one, and that is FedEx. Now, why is FedEx earnings so important? Well, FedEx is going to tell us a lot about what they expect for 2024. They're also going to tell us quite a bit about the current quarter they're in. These guys are way late in the reporting cycle. So you have almost all of Q4 done when they are reporting earnings for Q3. So they're going to tell us definitively, are they going to hit guidance? Or are they not going to? There's not going to be a lot of question there. So FedEx is really a barometer, a gauge of the economy and the consumer as well. If FedEx is not doing well, the consumer is probably not doing well. So this can be important for the broader markets. If FedEx is doing well, then the consumer is probably doing well. Then this rally might just continue further from here. Beyond that, we have General Mills that reports earnings tomorrow pre-market, Micron and BlackBerry that report tomorrow in after hours, Carnival and Cintas, CarMax, Paychex that report Thursday pre-market, and Nike that reports Thursday and after hours. Nike's another kind of important one, especially in regards to the consumer and that luxury premium brand. We did get some good news on the state of the consumer today. This says online shopping for holidays exceeds 2020 pandemic high, according to the CNBC Economic Survey. We also have this survey from CNBC that says holiday spending to be up big, even as approval of young Biden hits new low. CNBC Economic Survey shows intended holiday spending per person jumped 31% to $1,300 this year. Yet 66% of Americans are negative about the current state of the economy and the outlook, a record for the 17 years of the survey. Keep in mind, this survey does have a margin of error of around 3.1%, positive or negative, but either way, 31% of an increase from last year is a big deal. And that's going to be big for boosting the economy and maybe keeping us out of this most foreshadowed recession ever. In the next video, we will discuss how high I think Tesla is going to go in the near term, when I think Tesla is going to break out, how I plan to trade a Tesla breakout, and a lot of other interesting facts about our markets. The fact that we just seen the largest inflow to the S&P 500 ever, and some maybe muted inflows to the IWM, still strong, but maybe not what you would expect to see, thus maybe solidifying everything we've said here on this channel so far. We continue to pound the table on interest rate sensitive names. They continue to perform. For how long? You need to know all of this information coming out at 8:30 p.m. later on tonight, Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about all of this holy smokes news for Tesla stock today. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time, come see the trade we put on FedEx for earnings today and after hours. Check out that link down below in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Michael Tyler, and I will see you in the next one.